Okay, there we are. I got all that done in that little bit of time. You guys have no idea. Like you have no idea how to talk about either, do you? There's a juggling act that goes on back here when it is time to go live because it depends on whether TikTok feels I am worthy for the day. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't care if TikTok thinks I'm worthy or not. I'm coming online anyways. But some days I get to get on TikTok and other days they don't approve of me. And I don't understand why. I haven't done anything to them. Good morning, Nicole. Good morning. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, so TikTok, I have like this love-hate relationship with it. Most of the time, it doesn't like me. And I don't do any, I might say things that I don't understand. I don't understand. It's okay though. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. So anyway, good morning. It is a gorgeous Monday morning. It's beautiful outside. It's not raining, which is a plus, right? What are you guys doing today? Anything fun? Anything productive? Productive is a word for the day for me. I need to be productive. Miss Tarot D, good morning. And I try to be productive overly excessively, actually. I am always trying to do bigger, better, and reinventing the wheel and all of those things. TikTok does not care for me. I think because I am very engaged in what goes on in the comments. I am always talking back and forth to the people in the comments. Working, lurking. I get that. In laundry, I need to do that too. But I will read something that somebody will have typed and it might have the name of an illegal substance or an unaliving. I read. I'm like what's that guy on the Anchorman? I just read it, and people type whatever because it's fine. They're allowed to, and I need to just have more discernment. I need more discernment, but it's okay. I'm all right. It's all right. Anyhow, good morning, Judith. Good morning. Good morning, Teresa. Mariana, good morning. I bet a lot of people, never mind. See, this is a prime example of how I get in trouble. I was going to say something about I bet people pronounce her name differently because it's Marijana. And see, this is how I get in trouble that way. That's exactly what happens. So anyhow, moving on. So what are we going to talk about today? Productivity. What makes you feel productive? I never know what I'm going to talk about when I get on here. I have no idea. I don't set anything up. I do this when I go do lectures at expos and things. I do it the same way. I go stand up front and I'm like, oh, what are we going to talk about? And we have the best time. Because I really feel like being authentic in this type of situation really, really is the way to go, right? It's the way we should be working anyways. So today we're going to talk a little bit about productivity. What is it that makes a clean house makes you feel productive? So Teresa, here's something about the clean house thing, right? It's like if you have a clean bedroom, when you go to bed, you sleep better. It's about the energy that we are sitting in, the energy that we're living in, that since you're clean, you've been the one to do the cleaning. It feels wonderful, doesn't it? Because it's not just about the house is clean. It's about you made sure all the things were done that you felt like you needed to do for the day. And a clean house or a clean environment makes us feel more in tune with ourselves. It's been proven. It's a scientific thing. They've proven that the energy that somebody has, the brain activity they have within a clean house or a clean environment is different than what we have in a messy environment. I always I could say that everything was all like neat and tidy around you, and no. I have way too many crystals and way too much crap. The barn is a hot mess. All those things. A clean barn makes me feel very productive. Anyhow, but we have to make sure we're not living our life according to what people tell us is what we should be doing. What may be productive to other people doesn't necessarily mean what's productive to us. My head isn't cluttered when my house is clean. Right. It took me a minute to figure that out. You're right. Absolutely. We feel a sense of peace. Like my bedroom is clean at the moment. You know, say that at the moment. Depends if I clean the closet. If I clean the closet, then I move everything out to the bedroom. It's like a never-ending cycle. But what may be productive for somebody else may not be your level of productivity. It may not be what feeds your soul to make your head uncluttered. And a lot of people live according to what other people think they should be doing. And I'm going to ask this as a trick question. Who has ever lived their life or performed to the point where you feel like you're doing it for somebody else and not yourself anymore? Like, this is not something I would do. Why am I doing this? This is not like my favorite thing to do. We all have a job. This is why this is a not everybody has a job, but we do. If we're home, we're home. That's a big job. But we're told this is what we need to be doing. Right here. And if you're not doing your thing, you're not meeting the mark. Now, I could take this over into meditation as well, because this is a big deal with meditation. Believe it or not, it's a big, big deal with meditation. But it's about feeling that Hi. Good morning, Monica. Your phone is charging and the first thing you see. Good morning. But we're talking about productivity. So don't feel like you have to live your life according to what other people think productivity is. You have to figure it out for yourself, because it's like trying to fit a square peg in a round hole if you're trying to live what somebody else wants you to do. So find what works for you. You know, I'm not saying don't clean your house. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, what is it in life that you do because you're expected to do it? What do you feel like you have to be productive in because you're expected to be productive? And maybe reevaluate that. We don't want to, we're here for the things, you guys. You guys know that? We're here for the sex, the art, the joy, the dancing, the love, all the things. And if you're doing something you don't like to do, why? In my early 20s. Yeah, see, Ms. Terrell? We have to live our life according to how we feel it should be lived. Okay, so I'm going to jump into readings today. Let's get that. Good morning, beautiful Heather Johns. So we were able to spend the Saturday afternoon with Heather Johns, which is always one of our favorite things to do. But we were doing table tipping, and the tables, while we did not do table tipping for like 4 hours, we did the tables were moving, and it took them a hot second to do so. But they were really about the room. Let me see. Stop. Okay, let me see if I can find the really good video of the table. Oh, here's one. Easy there, guys. Oops. Easy there, guys. It's like an aerobic activity. when that table starts moving, now I know I just kind of held the phone up to the computer. So, but there are people have their fingertips on this table, and it was really moving. So when that table, particularly this weekend, started to move, it was really cranking across around the room. Auntie, on the other hand, she was just doing tipping. She wasn't really going to go scooting around. A lot of times she'll just tip. She feels a little overshadowed, I think, by the other table. I know that sounds really weird that we talk about our furniture that way, but when your furniture moves across the room, you just go, screw it. But that is something we do at the store, and it's called table tipping, and it is a physical manifestation of mediumship. It helps clear your emotional space. I understand, Heather. Absolutely. We were talking about the spatial awareness of the tables. It's so funny because the table itself. Now, this is something I noticed, Heather. The table doesn't pay attention to the people that are walking around. Like it will if it's going to set its foot down. It'll go very slowly to make sure that it does not set down on somebody's foot. We have never had the table drop on somebody's foot because it goes down so slow and it's like paying attention. But if it's running around the room and doing circles and tilting, I noticed that it ran one of the gentlemen into a chair. We have never seen the table run itself into anything. It's very spatially aware of what it's doing. It's weird. It's weird. It's amazing. Good morning. Good morning, Ashley. I saw you scroll. It's scrolling through here. Anyways, so that we do at the store, and we're also going to be doing that. I don't know how we're going to do that. Oh. Anyways, we have a big event coming up, and I can't talk about it. We do have Sedona coming up. We have Sedona coming up in September. We have just a few places left in Sedona. We are staying in a beautiful Airbnb, heated swimming pool, big gardens. We're going to be doing meditations outside, CE5 meditations, transmediumship. We're going to the vortexes. We're going to go shopping. So all of the things that are going to be so much fun in Sedona. Very affordable. You can find it on our webpage, mymysticallife.com, or the Mystical Moons. And if you are wanting to attend, you might want to get your ticket pretty quick because we have very limited spaces left and we are going to have a blast. Okay. Can I get a shout out on TikTok? I cannot see the TikTok reader to see who's there. Can you just give me a shout out, just a hi, and let us know that you're there so I can win. And this is how this works, you guys. I know there's a lot of people that come through TikTok. We have like a millisecond of attention span anymore, right? Good morning, Miranda. So if you're sticking around, the way I do this is I work with my guides and your guides. And when I ask for someone to say, hey, whoop, whoop, let me know. That's just so I can know that you're there, so that when I call your name, that I'm not calling somebody that's not there. Because when I start to read, I read right away. And also, it just kind of lets me see who's in the room. It helps me a lot. So let's do a whoop whoop this morning. Let's see who's here. And as we're doing the whoop whoop, which we do have lag, so I have to be a little patient on that. But good morning, Susan Bogert. We do have a big event coming up in Northwest Ohio next year. And I cannot talk about it until probably after Thursday, but I've been working very diligently on this. And if you are anywhere near Northwest Ohio, you're going to want to attend. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, let's go with Trisha K over on TikTok. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Penny. Okay. Trisha on TikTok. Why are you holding back? What is stopping you from doing the things you want to do? Girl, it is, oh God, it is the time. It is the time. These cards are fabulous. I'm going to show you these cards. This is like a great pull. This is the pull of the morning. The pull of the morning, okay? They're like, it's time to do what you not want to do. This is divinely given. Anytime you have an ace. It is given by spirit, right? They're like, this is prosperity. What the heck are you waiting for? What the heck are you waiting for? I never know what I can say on share on TikTok, so I'm keeping it PC. They're like, come on, Ghost Hunter, Ohio, welcome. They're like, come on, what's holding you back? This is a question you have to ask yourself. I'm asking you, so you ask yourself. What is holding you back? So this is something to think about today, right? Because not moving forward is going to create more damage than good. Not moving forward is going to create more disruption, more unease, more grief. More grief than good. It's time to move forward. It is absolutely time. This is a wonderful reading. I see that you say grief. This is a wonderful reading. Look at all this disruption, this emotional disruption, right? It's time to move forward. And I got to tell you, and I'm sorry, the only person that can do it is you. Nobody else can do it for you. So pull yourself up by your bootstraps. It's time. It is so time. Because you know what the Magician is? The Magician is the strongest card in the tarot deck. And you know why? Because the Magician, and I'll show you again, on his table, right in front of him, has everything. He has the wands, he has the cups, he has the pentacles, he has the swords. And look at that infinity sign over his head. He has everything he needs. He is infinite in power. That is a representation of who you are. That is, by the way, a representation of who everybody is. Everybody is the Magician. It's just a matter of getting out of our own effing way and making sure we step forward. So it's time to, you guys are like, it's time to see the daylight. It's time to start moving forward. It's time to watch the sunrise. Because when the sun rises, you have this whole day to make change. The whole day. So I hope that's helpful. And they're like, it's time to move forward. It's time. It's so time for you. And I'm supposed to play one more card. Nope, not that one. This one. Okay. It says it's time to approach old problems in a new manner. Time to bring new solutions to a new way of life. I hope that's helpful. Okay. Because it's important to live in the moment. If we're living in the grief and trust me, I get it. The grief can be overwhelming, but the energies are always around us. We're never really alone. And it's, I want to be like, get the fuck up and get moving. But I don't know if I'm going to get banned for that. I have no idea what the rules are on TikTok. Okay, I hope that helps. Good morning and welcome, Cindy K. She is new here on Facebook. Good morning and welcome. I know, I get banned and I'm like, but I'm vanilla. I don't know what's going on. What's going on? I'm pretty easygoing and uplifting, damn it. Okay. Moving on. Can I get a whoop whoop in the room? Can I get a whoop whoop in the room? Oh my gosh, who has the new thing happening? I already have something. Who has the new thing happening? Can I get a whoop whoop? Live it and move on, right? Live it and move on. Onward. Nope, it's not you, Heather. I know you have a lot of stuff going on, new things going on. Yep, it's Teresa Loretta. Teresa Loretta, good morning. Good morning. I hear somewhere over the rainbow, and I am horrible at it, but I hear wonderful new things coming your way. When I hear somewhere over the rainbow, I know somebody's going to have a Aw, Renee's from Minnesota. Which Renee? Which Renee? It's not Renee Hess. She's in Illinois, right? Renee Hess is Illinois. Um, so, Teresa, when I hear Somewhere Over the Rainbow and they show me the yellow brick road, I always know that you're going to have something new happening. Something new is going to be popping into your opportunities in life. Fabulous, fabulous for you. Now, what I am going to say, where are we going? I love your sense of humor. What I am going to say is that, are you a chicken woman? Do you have chickens? A chicken person? I see a little chicken there. Just a little chicken. I see a little chicken. Little chicken. Are you a chicken mom? You're a chicken mom. Okay. They're talking about new and wonderful things, and they're also talking about your sense of humor. They're talking about your quirky sense of humor, and Teresa's on YouTube, by the way. Yeah, congratulations, Susan. She has 2 new grandbabies this month. So I know I'm talking about your sense of humor, but they just brought me this card right here, and it's like the flower of life, and it's reversed. So if you feel discombobulated at the moment, I have to tell you that that's, I watched a lot of people do that on YouTube. Just a lot of people do that do you on YouTube. Oh, chickens. Oh, chickens. You watch chicken people on YouTube. Okay. Oh, she's Renee Shalom. Oh. Okay, we can't. We won't. Anyhow, look at that. That was quick, wasn't it? You've always had a different kind of sense of humor. And here I go. So now I know. So I'm like, what is it that's stopping you right now from feeling uplifted? And what is it that's stopping you right now? This is that flower of life. It's upside down. Feels kind of like the rug's been pulled out from underneath you, right? Blah, blah, blah. And here we are. But you have to make decisions in the pretty near future. Actually, they're saying, they're giving me like 3. So 3 months is actually the words that I'm getting. 3 months. You're going to have this new opportunity laid in front of you, and they're going to be like, which way do you want to go? And it's so funny. You have a guide that's like, don't be tempted by the cookies on the dark side. I don't know, man. You have a really, really funny guide. This guide is like, this is the foundation of life. I mean, we have a quirky sense of humor. Also, I want to say that you probably have gotten some of your sense of humor from somebody that's passed on the male side of your family, where they maybe were like, and my grandpa, and this is what I was given to. Look, I got your nose, that kind of thing. Somebody had they loved to laugh with you when you were younger. And it's just something that has stuck with you throughout your life, that you just kind of like, it's a little bit twisted. Your sense of humor is a little twisted. I like it. Okay. But they're like, you have this new opportunity that's going to be showing up. Don't let the hiccups in life scare you. Don't let the hiccups in life scare you. Follow your dad. Be fearless. This is what I'm supposed to tell you. Be fearless. Do the scary things. Do the things that you normally would back away from and say, you know what? I don't feel solid ground there. Trust your gut. That's a really big deal. Trust your gut, because that is so important. You're very intuitive. You're very, very intuitive. And as I'm talking about this, so like your gut, you get a lot of gut feelings. And it's in our human nature to, not human nature, it's our learned behavior to go against our gut, because you can't trust that. You got to always go with a solid thing. So like, trust your gut. And by the way, the card that I pulled that from, I love this deck of cards, and it always usually means something. And it's the Mystic Martian Oracle, and so they talk about you being something more infinite than what's here. You can see the intricacies in the small things, the beauty in the small things, and that is part of why you're here, because you like the details. Your spirit loves the details. You have been across the universe in all of these incredible past lives, but you decided to come here in the really, really hard times. Keep in mind, you guys, this is like the inner city Detroit school of And I'm not slamming anybody's schools either, by the way. I lived by Detroit when I was younger, and it's someplace we went. I'm thinking of Detroit in the 80s. Okay, I don't know what it is today, but they're like, this is the hard school. This is the one where everybody locks the doors when they go by. So the fact that you came here for here right now, it shows you're willing to do the hard things. So continue to do so. Don't, and because they're showing me I know that all came from the Wizard of Oz, like, right? How the hell did that come from the Wizard of Oz? But they show me the overgrown, brambly yellow brick road, and then they show me the other side, which is often sparkly and made to be that way, so people will take that way. So just because it's sparkly doesn't mean it's amazing. I hope that helps. I kind of rambled on that one, but that's what I do. I ramble. Anyhow, I hope that's helpful. And we lost a great friend. Anyhow, for anybody that was a My Mystical Life member and is new Renee Shalom, I haven't been talking about it online. I haven't been online, but our very, 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 very good friend Renee Shalom has passed away, and it has left a gaping hole in my life. So, moving on. Can I get a whoop whoop in the room? You've always said it. All right, can I get a whoop whoop? Can I get a witness? I know it's, who wants to do the hard things? We want life to be easy and fun and trip through and all those things. But I'm telling you, sometimes the hard things are the most rewarding ones. We learn within the storm. That's where we learn. Okay, moving over to Jewel on TikTok. Jewel on TikTok. Can't get a witness. Okay, Jewel, I love your energy. How did you like that full moon, Jewel? Are you still here, first of all? Yeah, it's one we're feeling. We've lost 2 incredible members this year so far. Never experienced loss in membership before, and then all of a sudden. Well, no, we had actually. We had. I want to make sure I don't miss my husband. Okay. Is Jewel still here? Jewel, are you still here? Jule, Jewel. Jewel, I think I said it right. If everybody could share out, that'd be fabulous. Invite friends, make it a party. That's great. We have some really great stuff coming up. So Savannah's in September. If you want to go to Savannah with us, we're going to be talking to aliens a couple different ways. So we're going to be doing a CE5 meditation. This is one of the highest extraterrestrial spotting places in the United States. It's a dark sky community. So we are going to be sitting outside and giving them our location. And it is, to the best of my knowledge, one of the highest spaces where people experience physical manifestation in the skies or in one way or another through CE5 meditation. And then we're going to be doing trance mediumship, where I will be setting myself to the side and allowing the collective to speak through me. If you've never seen trance mediumship, it is a bit trippy, but very informative, because you get to ask Oz, his name, he calls himself Oz, questions, and he will answer you, and it's amazing. Like, my face shifts and everything. It's so cool. Anyhow, okay, I don't think Jewel is still here, so let us go with Susan Boggart. Susan, what are you hearing? Is your inner dialogue popped up? Are you really like talking to yourself a lot? How is your self-talk? Are you talking to yourself kindly? Because I feel like there's somebody on the side over here going, I want her to be kinder to herself. I want her to be nicer to herself. She knows what she needs to do. She's just not following X, Y, Z. She needs to be following this path right here, but they're not going to push you that way, because that's against their rules, right? They're not allowed to push you that way. Let's Kabuta. Good morning. So they're really giving me this push I'm supposed to tell you you are enough. You are doing everything you need to do. If you try to do more, you're going to over stress yourself, and you're going to sputter. And when we try to do too much all the time, you guys, what happens is we slow ourselves down because we are pushing ourselves way too hard. And that's what they're like. You need to start cutting some things out of your schedule, Susan, that just is creating this overwhelming experience for you. So like, cut some things down. It's okay. You don't have to do everything. They really want you to slow down a little bit. Does that make sense to you? I hope it makes sense to you. Me, if it were me, I'd be like, slow down. What the hell? If I slow down, I stop. You got to keep moving, right? But not always in the speed in which you're trying to keep moving. Somewhere on the rainbow. It's so interesting to watch how many people come in and out of a TikTok room, you guys. That's the only thing I can see. I can't see how many people are in the room, anything like that. I just see like one person every 2 seconds coming through the room. Good morning, flowers. Okay, I hope Susan was around for that. And they're also talking about it doesn't hurt to ask for help, Susan, because it's right there. It's right there. Okay, moving on. So how this works, you guys, if you're on TikTok or if you're on any of the other platforms, when I am reading, I don't have a list. That would be hard to navigate, right? I don't have a list. I go with who my guides tell me or your guides say, read for this person. They really need it, right? And the other thing is I don't answer questions. Like, and I think that really trips up TikTok, by the way. Brandy, if I didn't need to, I wouldn't. It trips up TikTok because always I notice there's questions, and I don't answer questions. I give you the information that your guides want you to have, not actually what you want to know, but what your guides want you to know. This is a great question, though. I will answer this one. Look at that. Amber says, are these readings real? I only ask because I was raised in a strict Christian house and I'm interested. Amber, so I will be totally honest with you. I did not start doing this until I was 38 years old. Okay. I had the moral dilemma. I was raised Catholic. I had the moral dilemma. Am I going to go to hell? I did. I had it for a couple months because what was coming through, and I was either batshit crazy, and I'm probably going to get TikTok banned for that or something, or I was growing in different ways. And I had to accept the fact that first, my husband didn't think I was bonkers, which was great. And he didn't put me away, which is even better. And that we are, as humans, physiologically geared to pick up more information than what is laid in front of us. Now, plenty of books and men have told us that we are right here because this is where we're supposed to be. We have to have an intermediary. We have to have access through another person to find divine answers. And my answer to your question is, you're divine, I'm divine, we're divine. We are made in God's image. Just because there's a reader does not mean that they do not believe in God or the divine. Absolutely. What we believe is that we don't need an intermediary to find access or to have access brought to us that helps us feel more closely connected to God or what you consider divine. Hey, Shelly and Pawnee, how are you? So good to see you on here. So while a lot of very, very strict people or organized religion will say this is evil or this is bad, I do not consider myself a evil or bad person. And if I thought this was that, I wouldn't do it. The energies that come across when I'm receiving communication is so full of love and so full of how can we help and healing it can't be anything other than what I see in front of me instead of what somebody told me I have to see. Is that a good answer, you guys? Is that a good answer? I hope so, because it's what I believe. I believe that there's so many more amazing ways to be in touch with the divine than going through the doors of a church. And that the Bible was written by men. And I'm not just like being sexist about it, like it was written by men. It was written by humans. And in their interpretation, of what worked for them. Which is a bit antiquated. I hope that helps. And I hope that answers your question. Because that's my answer. May not necessarily be your answer, because here's the other beautiful thing. The way we do this is everybody's particular way. There's no wrong way to be in touch with God. That is what I feel makes a good person. There's no wrong way to do what you do when you're trying to be in touch with loving light and energy. I was nervous in the beginning because honestly, Amber, I had people just start talking to me like dead people. And I was like, okay, honey, we might need meds. and he just was like, let's look into this. So we went down rabbit holes, and here's where we are today. And it is, I feel much, and I bet you anybody in the feed that does this will tell you, I am in first person for them, much more spiritual now, much more in touch with the divine than I was when I went to church. Yep. And here's some things. Someone says religion is based on fear. My spirituality is based in love. Absolutely. And Penny says that's why we get lost learning. To man, the Bible gives us information. One is you are God, which means you are a creator. Oh my gosh. You guys want to go down a rabbit hole. Really start thinking about the energy involved in being a creator, which is what every woman is. We are portals for souls. Oh my God. How amazing is that? Like, seriously, nothing else can do that. It's amazing. Elizabeth says, yes, why would God give us people we love and then take them away? Why tell us about all the wonderful things he created and say you can't be a part of his world only to go through a stranger? Monica says, we all learn differently. We absolutely do. There is no right or wrong way to be in touch with God or the divine. Absolutely. And Amber, by the way, one of my favorite energies to work with that just popped in while I was doing a healing session one time is Jesus. I never called him in, but he went, this is what you need right now. And anybody in here work with Jesus? He just pops in. He's an ascended master. He is this incredible energy. It's amazing. It's amazing. Each religion's Bible has the same foundations. We are all just tweaked a bit. Absolutely, Blossom. I 100% believe that. Yes. Penny says, yes, indeed, more in touch. When I first found out I was a healer, people thought she was crazy. It's okay, right? But we're fine with that. Kathleen says, I believe in signs in all my dreams and things happen for a reason. 100%, Kathleen. Absolutely. Absolutely. Good morning. Good morning, Enkita. Priestess Vibe says, yes, I've had that happen too. Did you experience him as being really funny? You know what? We're going to go down this rabbit hole. Absolutely. Jesus has a sense of humor, you guys, but he's almost like dad humor, right? It's almost like, because I'm my energy, he's his energy, you're your energy, right? Priestess Vibes. He's going to come across as a different energy for each of us because he's going to be working with that different energy, different vibes, right? So he has a lot of dad joke kind of things. You know who I find to be very, very relatable is Archangel Metatron. And he's really not an archangel, right? He really is not an archangel. He has a history of having human lifetimes, just two, but human lifetimes. And he has this personality that is hysterical because he's dry. He's so dry. And everybody sees him a little bit differently. So does anybody on here work with Archangel Metatron? Yes, Jesus, a wonderful connection. Like the stream only has 4 likes. Oh, really? I see. I just don't even pay. I don't even know where to see it. Thank you, Ankita. It is like Dan's kind of like quirky energy, but funny. Absolutely. So Archangel Metatron comes to me like the word cleaver of and once again I call him Archangel Metatron because that's how a lot of people know. The word cleaver of archangels of angels, and he always comes in these like ripped up jeans and like a white t-shirt, just a white t-shirt like you'd wear under a shirt. Oh yeah. So Enoch. Oh, let me blow your mind, Priestess Vibes. So I do a lot of work with him, and I work in the Akashic Halls with him and Saint Germain, and we've had quite a few discussions. But through time, Metatron is a trip. So through time and a lot of conversation, and it's even out there, I'm sure, on the internet. He was also Mirdrin. So who's Mirdrin? Does anybody know? I believe in Jesus too. Jesus is amazing. Hello, my husband. So Mirdrin, I have a funny story. Do you guys want to hear the funny story? It's a really great story. My dad and I did not meet until I was about 24, 25 years old. I knew who he was. I'm sure I knew him when I was little, but anyways, when I got older, I reached out to him, and I had been writing a book. I had been working on a book for a little bit, and I had it all. This will tell you how long ago it was. It was on a floppy disk that has subsequently been lost, and I have no idea where it is anymore. But it was about a gentleman named Mirdrin, who, by the way, you guys, is Merlin from Arthurian Tales. Bye, baby. And how he went through history and why he went through history. I took it to a very dark area with vampires and blah, 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 but whatever. So I wrote this book, and I always just loved the name Mirdrin, Myddrin. And he was Merlin in the book. That's through some research that I did. Come to find out, after I meet my father has, he was a pagan, an elder in the Pagans of the United States Association. And one of his energies he worked with was Mirdrin. Now, we'd never met. And when he started talking about it, I was like, you're shitting me. You're absolutely shitting me, because hardly anybody knows the name. But we had so many correlations that there is obvious that in some past life we have had dealings with Mirdrin or Merlin. I totally believe that the Arthurian tales are a cautionary tale, but they also are based in fact. And you see through the Bible, hi everybody, this is like Lisa's going on. You see in the Bible where people lived so long, right? They had such long lives. Mirdrin was supposed to live like 900 years. But so he went from Enoch and then transitioned into Mirdrin. And Mirdrin also, by the way, is the Green Man. He worked within the forest, and he became the deity, or he became the personification of the Green Man. So he has all these really cool overlaps. Metatron has all these cool overlaps into history. It's so cool. It's so cool. But he's a wonderful, wonderful resource if you guys are looking for a guide. I know they're like, wait, you can go shop for a guide. You absolutely can go shop for a guide. The God of the Bible demanded exclusive devotion. He killed and destroyed those who disobeyed. He ruled with fear, not love. Jesus ruled by example and with love. Yeah. Yeah, so but see, here's the thing. That is what we're told, right? So we don't know. Anyhow, so if you guys are wanting to, it's like calling our Archangel Michael for protection. I call in Metatron. We were out in the field working on the tractor, and I'm like, okay, Metatron, I need the tractor to work. It's hot out here. Now this is true. Heather John says, call on him. Just make sure you're ready for the truth, because what we have something that we call 2x4 therapy, where Archangel Metatron is the purveyor of 2x4 therapy. And when you need a truth, he will come at you with a 2x4. And if you don't listen, he'll hit you. So he will drop things in front of you consistently, like really, really obvious things. And then if you don't listen, then he really, really, bye, Kathleen. He will make you see it. Kenny, welcome. First time here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So the statues behind me are actually my father's. The gentleman that he passed away. And so that is obviously Athena on the couch. And it's anyways, it's just one of my things. Yeah, it's a big energy. He's a huge energy. There's a huge story that goes with him. I'm not going to go into it today. There's Bill's story. Bill and lights. I mean, he's amazing. Yes, I agree. Flowers. Monica Peterson. Peterson. I like Merlin. I'll tell you, that energy. We should actually do a guided meditation to Metatron one day. Like set up an event and say, let's go talk to Metatron. And so when I'm doing a guided meditation, you guys, I always do shamanic journey. So it's not like a quiet, we are like having a blast within a journey. And we get to sit down and we talk to him and ask him what he wants us to know, because his answer is not going to be the same for any of us, right? He's going to have a different answer for everybody. And the same could be said about any angel or guide, though. So you could do the same thing. Mm-hmm. I love Metatron, right? Hi, Kay Gaines. How the hell are you? How are you? I need to set up some events. I do have a Reiki. Oh, that's a good thing. I have a Reiki level 1 class that is open now. I started it last night. I set the event up for August 9th. I will be doing in-store and online. So I will have a moderator there working with the online, probably Sam. There's only 15 spaces for the Reiki 1 online. There's only 15. I miss you too, Kay. So you can go to mymysticallife.com. I'm trying to think where I have it. It's under the mystical. Mymystical Life. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, under events. So if you hit the menu button, events will be in the menu in a drop down. And it's from 10 to 4 class on Reiki level 1 certification. So that you can find on mymysticallife.com. I wish I could hear my guides. Miranda says, I wish I could hear my guides. Miranda, so this has kind of turned into a teaching, hasn't it? So let's do this. Start with asking for validation. When you start to work a little bit towards that, they start to talk a little bit more. But I have to tell you, this is not Hollywood, right? None of this is Hollywood. So it's not going to happen like it does in Ghost Whisperer. Nobody gets the really cute dresses that she had in Ghost Whisperer. Come on. Nobody dresses like that on a daily basis. Nobody does. Anyways, I digress. But it's not going to happen the way you think it is. That's the thing. You are getting guide communication, 100%. There's nobody on this planet that's not receiving guidance. We're here with people to help us from the other side. Everybody's receiving guidance. It is, are you listening in the correct manner? Are you listening in the way that they're trying to bring it across? Which, by the way, is always going to be the way that's easiest for you. I know, right? So like, how do you put the puzzle pieces together? That's the difference between an intuitive that's practicing intuitive and a muggle. noticing how to put the game together. How do you put the puzzle pieces together? So Miranda, for you particularly, I really feel, I'm just going to do this for Miranda. Miranda, your throat chakra is like, la, and I really feel like you could be a very, very effective channel. Like just thoughts running through that you could just allow to come out would be amazing. And that is kind of difficult to do for some people because we feel like we have to monitor everything that we say in society, right? Yes, sometimes dreams are the easiest. The theta brainwave is right before you go to sleep and right before you wake up. Now, here's the caveat. This is super important. Always set hours of operation, you guys. Like between this time and this time, do not bother me. Let me get good sleep. A grumpy intuitive is not helpful. So if they're keeping you awake all night and you're not getting any sleep at all, then you're not going to be able to get as many clear messages, right? So set hours of operation, but ask them to give you information right before you go to sleep and right before you go to bed. Wake up, and then write it down. Write a dream journal, and you will find that you are going to have more communication than you even realized, because maybe next week you're going to come back to your journal and you're going to, holy crap, that became relevant. You can barely sleep, right, Lila? It's important to set those hours of operation. So I should do it. I really need to schedule an intuitive development one. Do I need to make, should we make a class, you guys? I need to do it. This is my thing. I love to teach. We had the membership until about 3 months ago where for 6 years, we all learned together and we taught each other and did the My Mystical Life membership. And it just became very political on the inside, and we decided, nah, we don't like it anymore, because this is what we need to do, not be political. But anyhow, so the more you journal, that's a physical representation that you are working to work with your guides. So if you journal things down, even if you're pulling yourself a card a day and write down what you pick up, right? So this is important stuff. Journaling is very important. Dream journals, what you just have come across that is random thoughts throughout the course of the day, a card journal, things like that. Now, as you are going through the course of your day and you ask for validation, this is a big one. Ask for validation. Say, I need to know you're around. Show me XYZ. And please don't ask for pennies or feathers or dimes. I mean, you can, but those are things you're going to find all over the place. Ask for something spectacular. Ask for something. Show me a purple hippopotamus. Show me something that is not going to be normal. And wait for that to become relevant. Now, as I totally went off base here for Miranda. Miranda, I feel like you have this really big throat chakra thing. I think you could really be channeling, but that also comes with hearing as well. So you're very, very, very clairaudient. So the songs that play in your head randomly here and there, those are important. Those are communication. That's communication. Pay attention to it. Little phrases that pop into your head that just keep going and going and going and going. Pay attention. Because that is them, somebody from the other side trying to give you information, and then you get to pick up how that is, what it is. And as an example of that, when I first started doing this online, I was terrified. I refused to do this online, and Archangel Metatron, by the way, is the one that 2x4'd me into doing it. And good morning, Maggie. You have to write them down. Yeah, Lolly, you have to write them down to remember them because they'll slip out so fast. But I just started pulling cards because that's what he told me I needed to do. Just start reading cards online. And I'm like, I don't understand. I'm not that great. Let's not do that. And when I pull a card, I would just intuitively read off the card. You'll very, very rarely see me with a book. And it's because okay, that card has that energy. Probably could read them like this and not like that, because the cards have their own energy now, right? But in the beginning, I was just really, really, really nervous. And as I'm reading, I would get a card that said something along the lines of, it's time to take a new path. And this is one of my favorite ones. This is one of my favorite ones. It'll be like, it's time to take a new path. Like, what do it's time to get out of your own fear and move forward. And I would hear a song every time that card come up. And it didn't occur to me that that was associated. But once we start to put those pieces together, then we can go, oh man, now I get it. And the song was, and people that watch me all the time know this, the song was One Foot in Front of the Other. It's the claymation Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer when Rudolph is in the cave with the black on his nose, and he's afraid to leave because he's afraid of, because everybody's making fun of him. And he just needed to move forward, but he was held back by that fear about what other people thought. And one day I had a click. And it said basically, holy shit. That person needs to move forward. They need to stop being worried about what other people think. And they need to grow. And only way to do that is to step out of the fear and move forward. And you have to trust yourself. Once you trust yourself and you start to talk and you start to move forward with these things and let the words flow, that's when it becomes magic, you guys. It really does. It really does. It's so amazing because then you start to, once you feel that connection and you feel that, holy shit, I'm supported. I am supported by the other side. It's infinite feeling. It is amazing. So with your readings, how do you do them? How do you do them? So these are tools. That's all these are. So when I'm teaching a class, we have an order of operations that I teach people. We go through different types of tools, and don't get me wrong, these are helpful, right? And she found you a $10 saddle. Monica, I'm super jelly. Although my barn is full of saddles. I even have saddles in my office. That's 2 of them there under the buffalo. Keep my expensive ones in the house. Every little thing, Bob Marley pops in your head a lot lately. So you have to figure out what's the relationship to that. Listen to the words. How does that hit you? Right? So as we're doing class, when I'm teaching a class, we talk about order of operations and what comes easiest to us, because some people like the pendulum, some people like dowsing rods, some people like the cards. I see the dowsing rods online right now. They're very popular. Some people read crystals. You've not had a reading until you've had one of Sam's crystal readings. Oh my God, you guys. It's amazing. So as you are working with somebody, so I'll pull somebody's name here. So let's see. Let's see. I'm going to go with Kay Gaines. I'm going to go with Kay, right? Because I haven't seen Kay on here in a long time. So I want to talk to Kay about this feeling right here. And it's not quite her heart chakra, and it's not quite her throat chakra. It is almost this new thing emerging. It feels like it's just going to be bursting out. Now, Kay, are you still here? It feels just like she has this new thing coming, and it's just, oh, I understand. So I'm doing a reading without cards, without anything like that, right? So whether she's here or not, she's getting a reading. So I know she's leveling up. I know her energy is elevating because I can feel it kind of coming up like this. It also feels very divine. So I can feel my spine stretch up to the sky just a little bit. And these are physical sensations that I'm having as I step into Kay's energy, right? Because we step into somebody's energy to do this. This isn't just like, oh, I think I know. We're stepping into their energy and we're bringing its information across. That's why mediumship and psychic work is totally started teaching everybody. And I'm so sorry. It just happens. And so as she is sitting here and I feel this rise, I know that she's shifting. I know she has something going on. I know energetically she's raising up. But I also know that she has this feeling over, on my mediumship side. So this is my mediumship side when I'm reading. And I know that somebody on the other side is helping her grow. Somebody is helping lift her up, and they actually want to pick her up underneath the arms and be like, let's stand taller. They want her to stretch her back. And at this point, I kind of feel a little discomfort in my back. And I would say, hey, now maybe you should start doing some more stretches during the day because I feel physical discomfort. I want you to make sure you're taking care of your body. And this person on your side is trying to make sure you take care of your body. And also breathe deeper, fill your gut, maybe some more meditation. I know Kay does a lot of meditation anyways, but she needs to really, really, really start stretching and bringing in a lot more air. If she has any kind of air contaminants around her, I would suggest she get rid of them. And one of the things that they're talking about, it's so funny. I started to smell bounce from the dryer. They're like, get rid of that kind of stuff. Don't have anything with scents in it. Now, here's where I slow down. See, this is where I slowed down and I went, okay, let me pull a card. So it is an order of operations. Not everybody works this way, and there's no wrong way to do this. But I will lean into my intuition first and foremost before I start to pull cards generally. Unless I'm doing something like shotgun, which is like, we're not doing that. Please don't start. But when I'm doing a really quick read, when I'm doing super fast reads, then I'll just be laying over cards like that. Okay. So that's just the way I work. That's the way I work. I'm going to pull as much as I can. And we get it through physical sensation as well as thought. So what do you pick up? And when you figure that out, you start talking about it. And here's what happens. We have our left side and our right side, right? We have the analytical side and we have the spiritual side, or the creative side. The left side of the brain really, really wants validation. It just does. That's how it creates reality for itself. That's how it creates fact. And it's going to work off fact. And that fact gives validation to the other side of the brain. That thing just keeps going off. So when you have that happen, this is why I like to start people with Reiki. Honestly, not a cross sell either, right? But this was how I started. When you get that physical manifestation, that physical feeling, or that vision, or that sound, or that whatever, it engages the left side of the brain and allows the right side of the brain to be more expansive. Make sense? Once you get that validation, once you put something out there and says, oh my God, how did you come up with that? That is 100% right. Then you start to feel less full of shit. Okay, I just went on a tirade of talk. I'm so sorry. I love this. Winged Wanderer says, we are in a magical, abundant time. Manifestation is on fire now. The universe is not on a budget. There is enough for everybody. Right? There's enough for everybody. You get a lot of angel numbers. You work with a pendulum. I'm practically sitting and laughing. Oh, you're sitting on the saddle? Are you in the saddle? Are you on a horse? I need to lose enough weight to get back on a horse, I swear. Menopause is kicking my ass, you guys. Even if I don't eat anything, I'm gaining weight. I'm like, I don't even understand what the hell's going on right now. And I refuse to go on medicine for it. I know I can do this, and it's just ridiculous. It's hormonal. If you don't have to go through menopause, don't do it. Your boyfriend's a farrier? Kudos, man. Kudos. Because that's hard work. That's hard work. That's just rough. Farrier, you guys, is somebody who does horses' feet. Hey, Jansen, are you in your new house? It's hard to find a good farrier. It really is. I thought I found a great farrier, and my gelding hurt himself, like life and death, hurt himself on his foot. And he didn't get trimmed for like 2 rounds, two sessions, and she quit me. She fired me. She's like, no, you're not consistent. I'm like, it's bloody. What do you want? Hey. Liz says, when you get a picture of someone popping up after you have asked a question, look at the timing. And as if he's smoking a cigar, armors smell, and that you begin to laugh, it reminds you of George Burns or whoever comes to mind. Pay attention because it's not your imagination. That's true. So Liz Caputa runs the Danny Kaye website. And so we were talking, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, and as we were talking about Danny Kaye, I actually had George Burns come in, you guys, and I got to channel George Burns a little bit. If you don't know who George Burns is, you guys have to look it up because these younger generations, we don't see reruns or anything of George Burns. I don't know why, but George Burns is amazing, amazing energy. I'm sure he had his own quirks as well, but I did get to channel George Burns just a little bit, and it was a lot of fun. But we had an evening, Elizabeth and Renee and I had an evening, and we brought across, who did we bring across, Elizabeth? We channeled Danny Kaye. Who did we bring across? We brought across Danny Kaye, who was our major point on that evening. Oh, for crying out loud. Robin Williams? Did we bring Robin Williams across? The pool just got delivered. How exciting. Jansen just moved into her new house. Yay. Robin Williams, Jack Benny. Oh, Jack Benny. Really? See, here's what's so funny. I don't remember who Jack Benny is. Isn't that funny? That's not funny, but I should know you. I think I kind of know who he is, but I feel some Marilyn Monroe rolling around in there. George Burns. I don't even remember what we talked about now. I just remember I'm coming across. That's what's really great about it, your spiritual journey, you guys, when you do readings. A lot of people that are readers have throughout their life had like poor memory skills. And I always just thought I have a bad memory and that's all. I'm like 10-second Tom. It's ridiculous. And what I've discovered is that readers we have good flow. So we don't retain a lot because we have a lot of stuff going through our brains and we're not geared to remember everybody's stuff. So we forget things a lot. That's why if you ever get a reading, you guys, and it's not just me, but if you ever get a reading and you go back like the next day and be like, hey, do you remember when you said this? And they go, I don't even know who you are. Don't be offended. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Jansen, table tipping was a lot of fun. Yeah, you had to get moved, man. You had to get moved. Table tipping was a lot of fun. We had Tammy Manzo and a whole bunch of new friends in for that. We met some great people. A child member ran into George in an airport and he said to his mom, look, it's God. It ain't right. Right, Maggie, right? Good program. Good program. Let's see. Elizabeth, Liz keeps track. You had John Wayne and Elvis came for you. Jack was the man who the robber said your money and your life, your life. And he paused for a while. The robber was frustrated and said, well, Jack said, I'm thinking, oh. We're easily amused. Jack was known for being a penny pincher. You would know if you saw him. Okay. Yeah, yeah, he was amazing. He was amazing. Oh, that's an easy, kind of annoying. Okay, that was okay. Can I get a whoop whoop in the room? Because I have been talking more than I have been reading. I have. Hey. Perhaps I'm a reader. I cannot remember what happened 5 minutes ago. Absolutely. Flowers, you would not be surprised, man. You'd be surprised how many people have that short attention span like that. Really. Yeah. Monica says, oh, that's why I don't remember stuff. I flow amazingly to what? Over my head. I just do. It is a thing. I always used to kick myself in the butt for it. And now I'm just like, well, I'm not supposed to remember everything. There we go. What's really annoying is when I lose stuff and I can't find it. Okay. Let's go with, let's see. Good morning, Trudy Gale. How are you this morning? Let us go with Prairie Gypsy. Good morning, Prairie Gypsy on TikTok. Hear my phone going nuts. We have something really, 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 really amazing going on in Northwest Ohio. The beginning of the year next year. I am still in the process of planning. It will be on the books and official as of probably Thursday. If you're industrious, you can find it online. If you're industrious, but I don't know that it'll pop up. I don't know. I don't know how you'd search it because you don't know the name of it, but it's out there, associated to My Mystical Life or the Mystical Moon somehow or another. It just keeps going off. We do have a Reiki 1 class going on August 9th. You can do this online, you guys. Energy is an infinite thing, so you can do it online. We only have 15 spaces online for online Reiki level 1 certification. It is on the 9th of next month, and it is from 10 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon. We also doing it in store, so it's going to be a multicasted kind of thing. It'll be a lot of fun. What else we have going? Sedona, September 11th through 15th of this year. You're gonna want to go. Yeah, I mean, you know you do. Anyway, moving on. You can find it at mymysticallife.com. So Prairie Gypsy, I want to talk about, have you been picking up phantom smells? I know, Miranda, that's me too. Have a great day. Prairie Gypsy, have you been picking up phantom smells? Hurt. What was that? Yes. Okay, great. I just, me too. So Susan, I'm excited about it. It's going to be really fun. I know there's a couple of people. Remember what? Wait, stay right here. Okay. So when we have phantom smells come through, a lot of times we're picking up, that's the push. That's a push. This is how things come across from the other side, you guys. When we smell grandma's cooking or grandma's cookies or great uncle whatever's cigar or whatever, that is them from the other side saying, hey, I'm here. You're not alone. We signed this contract to do this together. It doesn't matter whether I'm still on this side or on the other side of the veil. I'm still with you. And they want you to know that. So pay attention to that. Feel validated when you have that come across. The other thing is if you're smelling overly sweet flowers, if it's like that really cloyingly sweet flowers, a lot of times that's guardian angels. So if you're driving down the road and you can't just, a person doesn't come to mind right away when you smell something and it smells overly sweet like that, pay attention. What do you have going on in the moment? Do you feel like you need a guardian angel? Do you, things like that? Just pay attention. Why are you with me? Ask questions. People don't ask enough questions of when we have things like this going on. They don't ask questions. They just go, oh, that was really weird. That was crazy. Am I crazy? What's going on? Do I need drugs? How about a street jacket? Maybe my husband's going to put me away. I mean, you guys know that's how a woman's brain works. So it's okay. But just pay attention to what you have going on in that moment. And also, Prairie Gypsy, I'm going to ask, did you have somebody that, a woman that passed away from something like a stroke or an aneurysm? Prairie Gypsies. All right. I've been scared to put myself out there to read cards. That's so funny. We've been awesome. Yes, your grandmother. Okay. I need you to know that she's around. Did you see this? When I went, ow, that's painful. Don't do that again. As we're doing this type of work, we need to be able to understand whether it's our pain or somebody else's pain. That's super important. And I'm like, what the hell? And it was just a flash in the brain kind of thing. It was just this moment that I went, oh, that's not mine. And then they gave me the impression of woman. So just know that she hangs around to be of assistance to you. Did she also have a breathing problem? Did she have a something going on with her lungs? Was she a smoker? Oh, I understand that, flowers. Because something makes my breath catch. She smoked a lot for years. Something makes my breath catch. I think she had something else going on in her lungs. Her lungs feel very, very closed um, for when she was alive. And she wants to talk about, there was something she would say to you and that you hear that phrase. Do you hear her phrase from your grandmother? Like she would say something and you'd be like, oh my gosh, grandma would have absolutely said that kind of thing. And it puts you in mind of her. This is an example of how intuition works right here. This is an example of how she's getting intuition and probably not really understanding that it's a form of psychic connection. Just going, oh, that would have been neat, right? And I have lag, so I'm waiting, you guys. And it would be something that you say in your subconscious. It's something that you would say to yourself in your internal dialogue. Like it's something you would say, oh, that would have been something grandma would have said. And so she is also pointing to something. This sounds so generic. She's pointing to something in a box. And I would say, I don't know if it's a wooden box or what kind of box it is, but she points to something in a box. So I see that when I know better. Yeah, okay. I don't know if you have something of hers that's in a box or if it's a piece of, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. She's just showing me like she's pointing to something wooden. You have her brooch. Is it in a wooden box? Like a jewelry box or something along those lines? Oh, that's interesting. Thank you. So, okay, yes, okay. Grandma's really good. So what I would suggest here, okay, is when you go to try and do tarot cards, when you go to try and read cards, wear her brooch. Because as we're talking and you're talking about trying to do that and thinking about trying to do that, and she brings up this brooch and she's pointing at this brooch, she's like, let me help you. Oh, I do spirit guides, past loved ones. So working with spirit guides is a different energy than working with so mediumship is a different energy than it is working with psychic. So working with psychic is spirit guides. But yes. So she says, hey, it's like a boost. It's like a boost. Okay. Try wearing the brooch. She wants you to sit with it for a little bit and just close your eyes. I'm not asking you to meditate because a lot of people get worried about meditation, right? They get worried about that feeling of meditation, or that the not doing good enough at meditation. I want you to just sit with it for a while and relax and just hold it. That's all. And talk to her. Hey, Ellie, I saw you online yesterday. Bye, Liz. So call on her. Call on her and ask her to come be of a guidance and assistance to you when you're doing this. And she's more than likely going to be the guide that helps you do this. She'll be there consistently to be of assistance. It's hard to think of that, right? But that's what they do. Look, you just gained a guide. You've had a guide. Maybe you're just now more aware. Awesome. That's okay. I know. I used to feel my grandpa all the time. Like I felt my grandpa consistently. And then when my grandmother died, I didn't feel my grandpa anymore. And it's because my grandmother is a stronger energy and she kind of like is right there. And I don't feel grandpa as much anymore either. And they come and they ebb and they flow. So don't worry about that. It doesn't matter. They're always there. So, all right, everybody. I'm out. We do need to arrange. Let's talk today. Let's talk today and do a live. Absolutely, Ellie. Absolutely. All right. Everybody, find light, find love, find joy, feel divine, because you are. And if Mr. Fry were here, he would say, I need Mary Poppins to come do her thing, or I dream of Jeannie. I know, right, Jansen? If Mr. Fry were here, he'd say, may the light be with you always. And I will talk to you guys later. All right.